I know it sounds hard to believe, but one little change in my morning routine made me feel 20 years younger. Just simple oil I use every morning. At 82, I wake up feeling like I'm 50 again. Not long ago, I used to roll out of bed, feeling like my body had thrown in the towel. My joints ached, my brain felt like it was covered in fog, my shoulders were tight, and I had no energy for the day ahead. Every morning felt like a slow, painful reminder that I was getting older, slower, and weaker. In this video, I'm going to share the oils I've been using every single morning that make me feel 20 years younger. These oils have helped with inflammation, joint pain, memory, digestion, energy, even skin and mood. I'm not saying they'll turn back the clock completely, but they sure made my mornings and my life feel lighter, easier, and more vibrant. If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, I just want to feel like myself again, this is for you. Stay with me until the end, because I'm not just naming oils. I'm going to explain how each one works, why it matters as you age, and how it's made a difference in my own life. You don't have to overhaul your routine or spend a fortune. Just a few drops a day can support your body in powerful, natural ways. So get comfortable, maybe grab a notepad, and let's talk about the 5 oils that gave me back my energy, my confidence, and in many ways, my youth. Number 1, olive oil. One of the first oils I started using daily was extra virgin olive oil. Now I know that may not sound like a secret weapon, but what this oil did for my body over time was nothing short of incredible. I started with just a spoonful each morning, right before breakfast, and within a few weeks, I noticed something strange. My joints didn't ache as much. My knees, which usually made getting out of my recliner a chore, started moving more smoothly. I wasn't expecting miracles, but the difference was noticeable. It felt like someone had oiled up the gears inside me. Olive oil is loaded with healthy fats, the kind your body actually craves as you age. But even more than that, it's rich in antioxidants, natural compounds that fight inflammation throughout the body. For seniors, chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the hidden enemies behind stiff joints, brain fog, fatigue, and even heart issues. And what surprised me most was that olive oil didn't just help me feel better, it helped me think clearer too. I began to feel more alert, more present, like a fog had quietly lifted without me, even realizing it was there in the first place. There's a reason the Mediterranean diet is so popular among folks who live long, healthy lives. Olive oil isn't just a topping or a cooking base. It's medicine in disguise. And when taken consistently, especially in the morning when your body is fresh and empty, it can do wonders for your internal systems. It supports your heart, softens inflammation, and helps your cells repair instead of decay. That may sound a bit technical, but here's the bottom line. It helps you feel younger inside and out. I remember one morning I was walking around the block, and my neighbor Jean, who's a few years younger than me, called out and said, "You've got more pep in your step lately. What's your secret?" I just smiled and pointed to the bottle of olive oil I'd been carrying home from the grocery store. She laughed, but I meant it. That tiny change, just 1 spoonful a day, was making me feel like I had turned back the clock. I wasn't running marathons, but I didn't need to. I just wanted to wake up without pain, walk without effort, and think without that heavy feeling behind my eyes. If there's one oil that feels like the foundation for everything else, it's olive oil. It sets the tone for your joints, your heart, your brain, and your overall vitality. And the best part? It's affordable, natural, and easy to add to your routine. You don't have to chase after exotic blends or expensive pills. Sometimes the answer is sitting right there on the pantry shelf. And once you begin to feel that difference, even if it starts small, it reminds you that aging doesn't mean giving up. It means learning how to take care of your body in ways that matter. Number 2, MCT oil. The second oil that completely changed how I feel every morning is MCT oil, which stands for medium-chain triglycerides. Now, I know that name sounds like something out of a chemistry textbook, but don't let that scare you off. MCT oil is made from coconuts, and what it does inside the body, especially for older adults, is pretty remarkable. I started adding it to my morning coffee a little over a year ago, and I can honestly say it's been one of the most noticeable changes I've ever made to my routine. It gave me back something I didn't even realize I had lost: mental sharpness. As we get older, it's common to feel like our brains are moving a bit slower, names take longer to come, sentences feel a little clumsier, and focus slips away more easily. I just thought that was part of being in my 80s. But once I started using MCT oil consistently, I began noticing that my thinking became clearer, I was remembering things faster. Conversations flowed more naturally. Even my mood lifted. It was like someone turned the lights back on in a room I didn't know had dimmed. The science behind it is pretty simple. MCTs are fats that your body converts into quick energy, not just for your muscles, but for your brain. When you take MCT oil in the morning, especially on an empty stomach or with coffee, it acts like fuel for your mind. It helps improve focus, memory, and even helps with steady energy throughout the day. Unlike the rush and crash you get from sugar or caffeine alone, MCT oil gives you a calm, steady clarity that can last for hours. Let me give you a quick example. My grandson, who's in his 30s, was visiting one weekend, and we sat down to play a board game we hadn't played in years. Normally, I'd need a few minutes to read the rules again, refresh my memory, get my bearings. But that day, something clicked. I remembered the strategy, the details, and I even won the game. He looked at me and said, "Grandpa, you're sharp today." I told him I had a new secret weapon, and I pointed to the bottle of MCT oil sitting next to the coffee maker. Of course, nothing replaces a good night's sleep, healthy food, and movement, but adding MCT oil to my routine gave me an edge I didn't know I was missing. And the best part is, it doesn't taste like anything. I just stir it into my coffee, and I'm good to go. No pills, no effort, no strange side effects. Just a smooth, almost immediate lift in how I feel, especially mentally. For anyone over 60 who's noticed that their brain feels just a little slower than it used to be, MCT oil might be exactly what you need. It's not magic, but it feels close. When your brain has the right fuel, everything gets easier, your memory, your words, your decisions, even your mood. It reminds you that just because the years are adding up, it doesn't mean your mind has to slow down with them. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, cod liver oil. If there's one oil that took me by surprise, with how deeply it affected my body, it's cod liver oil. I'll admit, the name alone didn't sound all that appealing at first. I had memories of my own parents talking about it when I was a boy. And back then, it was something kids took reluctantly. But now, all these years later, I can tell you this, cod liver oil has become one of my most trusted morning habits. And the older I get, the more I feel its impact, especially in my joints, my mood, and even my bones. What makes cod liver oil different from regular fish oil is that it's rich, not only in omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for reducing inflammation, but also in natural vitamin D and vitamin A. That combination makes it a powerhouse for seniors. You see, after age 60, our bodies don't produce vitamin D from sunlight the way they used to. And when you're low on vitamin D, you start to feel it. Your bones ache more, your muscles tire faster, your immune system slows down, and even your mood can take a dip. After taking cod liver oil daily for a few weeks, I noticed I was moving more freely. The stiffness in my back when I got out of bed in the morning began to ease up. I could walk a little farther without needing to stop and rest. But more than that, I noticed a subtle change in how I felt emotionally. I wasn't dragging through the day anymore. I felt more even, more grounded, less anxious, like I had more emotional stamina to deal with life's little challenges. Let me tell you a story. My friend Gary, who's 84, had been having a tough time with winter blues every year. Cold weather made his joints stiff, but it also seemed to pull his mood down like a heavy curtain. He started taking cod liver oil with me around November one year, and by January, he said something I'll never forget. He said, "You know what? I feel like myself again." That's the power of giving your body the nutrients it actually needs, not just to survive, but to feel alive. And I know some folks worry about the taste, but let me reassure you, most modern versions of cod liver oil come in capsules or lemon-flavored liquid, and they go down smooth. You don't have to relive your childhood just to get the benefits. It's easy to take, gentle on the stomach, and within a few weeks, you may start noticing that you stand a little straighter, walk a little lighter, and carry yourself with more comfort and confidence. Aging doesn't have to mean shrinking into a smaller version of yourself. With the right kind of daily support, like cod liver oil, you can nourish your joints, your bones, and even your sense of well-being. You deserve to feel steady, strong, and supported inside and out. And this one oil has helped me do just that every single morning. Number 4, pumpkin seed oil. This next oil isn't as famous as olive oil or as trendy as MCT, But let me tell you, pumpkin seed oil quietly changed parts of my life I didn't even think could be improved at this age. I started using it for one specific reason: prostate health. Like many men in their 70s and 80s, I was making more frequent trips to the bathroom at night than I wanted to admit. It wasn't painful or scary, just inconvenient, frustrating, and a little embarrassing. But after a friend of mine mentioned he had started taking pumpkin seed oil for that exact issue, I decided to give it a try. And within a few weeks, the difference was enough to make me do a double take. What pumpkin seed oil does is support urinary and prostate function. It's rich in compounds called phytosterols, which help reduce inflammation in the prostate and improve bladder control. For me, that meant fewer wake-ups at night. And during the day, I wasn't constantly on edge wondering if I'd need to find a restroom every hour. That small improvement gave me something I didn't realize: I had lost peace of mind. It wasn't just about the physical symptoms. When you're constantly being reminded that your body isn't working the way it used to, especially in such a personal area, it can chip away at your confidence. You hesitate before going on long car rides. You worry about being a burden. You start to feel less in control of your own routine. And I'll be honest, I hated that feeling. But this simple addition to my morning, just 1 teaspoon of pumpkin seed oil, started to give me back a sense of normalcy. I began to feel more comfortable in my own skin again. I remember my daughter invited me to her lake cabin for a weekend, and normally I'd hesitate, because long drives and shared bathrooms weren't exactly my idea of fun at that point. But that time I said yes. We went fishing, played cards, sat by the fire, and not once did I feel distracted or uncomfortable. That little bottle of pumpkin seed oil had done more for my quality of life than I could have imagined. And ladies, don't let the word prostate make you think this oil isn't for you. Pumpkin seed oil is also great for supporting bladder strength and reducing overactive bladder symptoms in women. It helps soothe the entire urinary system. And that kind of comfort matters at any age, regardless of gender. What I love most about this oil is how quietly it works. There's no dramatic moment where everything changes overnight. But one day you realize you're sleeping through the night, saying yes to more outings, and just feeling less distracted by the small discomforts that used to weigh you down. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, black seed oil. If there's one oil on this list that feels like it came straight out of nature's medicine cabinet, it's black seed oil. Sometimes called black cumin seed oil, it's been used for centuries in different cultures, but I didn't discover it myself until just a couple of years ago. And I have to say, I wish I had known about it sooner. This oil doesn't just work on one part of your body, it works like a full system tune-up. Since I added it to my morning routine, I've noticed improvements in my energy, digestion, immune strength, and even my skin. It's like my body started remembering how to function better again. What makes black seed oil so powerful is a compound called thymoquinone. That might sound like a big science word, but here's what it means in plain English. It helps your body fight off inflammation, stress, and cellular damage. It supports your immune system in a quiet but powerful way, almost like giving your body better armor from the inside out. And as we age, that kind of internal support becomes more important than ever. I first started using black seed oil because I was getting sick more often than usual. Seasonal colds, nagging sniffles, tiredness that wouldn't go away. I figured it was just part of being in my 80s, but a friend of mine, he's 67 and swears by natural remedies, told me he hadn't had a cold in 2 years since starting black seed oil. That got my attention. So I picked up a bottle and started taking a teaspoon each morning with warm water. Within weeks, my energy started leveling out. I wasn't dragging through the afternoons anymore. And over time, I noticed something else. My skin looked a little healthier, a little more hydrated. I hadn't changed my skincare routine at all. It was just this one oil working from the inside. And here's something I didn't expect. Black seed oil helped calm down the mild aches and swelling I used to get in my hands. I'd wake up with stiff knuckles, especially in the winter, and it used to take me a while to loosen up. Now those mornings are much less frequent. I can tie my shoes, button my shirt, and hold a coffee cup without that dull pain in the joints. It hasn't made me feel invincible, but it's given me more control over my day, and that's worth a lot. Another thing I love about black seed oil is how simple it is to take. Some people like to mix it into smoothies or oatmeal, but I just take it straight with a sip of warm tea or water. It has a strong taste, sure, but it's nothing you can't handle, especially when the benefits start showing up in real ways. The older we get, the more we realize that feeling younger isn't about looking a certain way. It's about energy, comfort, confidence, and ease. It's about waking up in the morning and knowing your body's working with you, not against you. Black seed oil gave me that sense again. That feeling of being supported, protected, and stronger than I thought possible. This little bottle has earned a permanent place in my morning routine, right next to my coffee mug and reading glasses. It's not fancy or expensive, but it's consistent, reliable, and effective. And sometimes that's all we really need. Something that quietly works in the background while we go on living fully, joyfully, and with purpose. Final thoughts. Looking back, I never would have guessed that 5 simple oils could have such a powerful impact on how I feel in my 80s. Not through some magic or overnight miracle, but through steady, quiet support that works from the inside out. These aren't exotic potions or complicated regimens. They're small, natural choices that have helped me feel stronger, clearer, and more in tune with my body than I've felt in years. And the best part? They're accessible. Anyone can try them, starting with just a teaspoon and a little consistency. So I invite you to take a moment now and think which of these oils spoke to you the most. Maybe it was olive oil for your joints and heart. Maybe MCT oil sparked your interest because your mind has felt a bit sluggish lately. Or maybe it was pumpkin seed oil because you're tired of waking up 3 times a night just to pee. Whatever it is, I encourage you not to wait. Start small, start simply. But most importantly, start. Aging is not about giving up on health or settling for less. It's about learning to support your body in new ways. The truth is, we're not meant to decline sharply or feel worn out all the time. Yes, things change as we get older, but many of the aches, slowness, and brain fog we blame on age are actually signals that our body needs better support. These oils have helped me answer that call, and they just might help you too. I don't need to feel 25 again, but I'll tell you something, feeling like I'm 60 at 82 is a gift. It's allowed me to keep doing what I love, spending time with people I care about, and waking up with a sense of purpose and energy. And if 5 small drops of nature can help me do that, I'm going to keep using them. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.